2.5 weeks ago, tragedy struck America. Church bells rang in sorrow. Children stopped playing in the streets. People sobbed. All because of a photo that surfaced last Friday the 13th. America's sweetheart, Stranger Things star Joe Keery had cut his glorious hair. Debuting at a celebratory dinner for a new Chanel fragrance was the beautiful hair's replacement. Bangs? The world stood still. The media remained silent until now. After talking to my friend, the hairdresser known as Fabrice, I would like to present to you a Next Week Now exclusive interview. While all other stations are clamoring over themselves to get an interview with Keery himself, everyone has passed over the greatest witness to the travesty itself. Please welcome Joe Keery's hair. And of course, the hair needs a medium to speak through. So let's bring out one of the unpaid interns.
Do I get credit for this?
Sure. Sit down, we don't have all day. Come on.
Hello there. Please make acquaintance. Samantha. Sam, is it? I can call you Sammy. What do you say to some fondue after this? Champagne by the fireplace. Late night swim together in Barton Springs.
Hair, what are your comments on the national nightmare? What are your thoughts on being shorn from one of America's sweethearts' heads? Should he have gone full Will Byers?
He's a fool. I was the source of his power. With this new body, I'll be unstoppable. He told me his plans while I slept, and I fled in the night.
What are your thoughts on your replacement? Do you agree with the rest of America?
He has a replacement already? Oh, what does he look like? Oh my God. What did they do to my boy? What did they do to me? Get it out of my sight, please. Never again.
What do you think, though?
Perhaps I was too hard on him. Too much pressure. Too many fans. Too many women crying his name. Far too much Farrah Fawcett hairspray. He was a king, but now he looks like nothing but a mere friar. The rest of the world shouldn't fear. We now have this new host. This body will do just fine. I'll make this man a god among his peers.
I think that's enough of that.
Wait, please, no. Let me take you out to dinner first.
And are you? Yeah. You can go now. This next bit will require me to put on another layer of lip gloss. Now that I'm Insta ready, so let's talk about a man who doesn't respect women and most certainly does not respect our environment. Last week, we saw more allegations of sexual assault come out against Supreme Court Justice and connoisseur of beer, Brett Kavanaugh, sparking many debates from news publications everywhere. But in a sea of garbage opinion pieces, New York Times, one take by far was the worst. Conservative commentator and guy who sounds like he has a clothespin permanently stuck on his nose, Ben Shapiro, says that all these allegations against Kavanaugh are totally false because no one has described his penis. Now, we here at Next Week Now believe that if you've seen one pee-pee, you've seen them all. And while we don't know if Kavanaugh's judicial Johnson is as supreme as the court as he sits on, we can at least guess that his size skews more towards the lower courts. But unlike Kavanaugh's behavior, Ben Shapiro's penis comments have consequences. Next week, Shapiro's inbox will be flooded with images of Big Bens and Little Bens as part of a coordinated attack from liberals that actively call President Drumpf. It will all begin when Dave Ullman, a former hippie turned hashtag Renaissance boomer, starts a movement called Boinkers for Ben, where people ironically send Ben Shapiro pee-pee pics for reasons. And Ayub, take that, Ben Shapiro. That's what you get for wondering about Kavanaugh's gavel. Look at all of our wee-wees and weep. Caught in a maelstrom of man sticks, Ben Shapiro will have no choice but to come out and reveal his original intention for his penis comments. Well, we here at Next Week Now have discovered that Shapiro has already drafted an announcement explaining his lust for Brett's Kavanaugh bits, and we will read this on air.
Yeah.
Now, Now, let's say you've been a bad judge. Hypothetically, a naughty judge. A dirty little judge, even. And if you were a dirty little judge, you'd let me peek at your flesh hammer, right? I just want you to be daddy's little judge. Now, Ben Shapiro, if you really want to sleep with another man, you're going about this the wrong way. Here's a little tip from resident Next Week Now sexpert, Davis Grant. That's the wrong tip, Davis. Well, at least it's little. That's our show, ladies. Our star signs are rising, and my tarot cards predict you'll be tuning in next week and saving the turtles with your Hydro Flask and your Fall Raven backpacks. See you laters, and save the turtle.